Hello, everyone. I bring you greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Mami Sewa. A couple of hours ago, well, I would say yesterday, we had the new guidelines restrictions that England is going on lockdown from Thursday on the 5th of November. And the government, or Boris Johnson, I would say, has laid down guidelines and restrictions on what will happen. And I'm really concerned about one key point that he made, that doctors and nurses would be forced to choose which patients to treat and to give oxygen to. And they would choose which patients will live and they would choose which patients to die, because the NHS is overwhelmed with their challenges, that they might not be able to cope with new cases that will be coming as a result from COVID-19. Being an African and as part of the BME, that's the Black Minority Ethnic Group, I know in the first pandemic that came, research has shown that lots and lots of BME people or people from BME background died, because they say evidence or research says that we are 4 times at risk and highly to die from COVID-19. So with this new, with this new restriction or guidelines from the government that says that, nurses and doctors will be forced to choose which patients they will treat and which patients they will leave without oxygen. I have heard a lot of allegations about the first pandemic, how Black people were treated in hospital and how they were left to die. I'm really scared and worried about this second phase of COVID-19. So this is a short advice to anybody from the BME background, that's the Black Minority Ethnic Group, that's Africans, the Indians, the Asians, everyone from the BME background. Their research says that we are 4 times likely to die from COVID-19. But when we look at the African countries and then you look at the rate of death from COVID and you compare it to England or wherever, the research or their evidence or whatever they have is very questionable. Because if we are at high risk, 4 times at risk of dying, why is it not that people from Ghana or whatever African countries have not died as much as people in UK, the Africans, have died? Are we not the same Black people? Are we not the same BME? Yes, I know that there might be exceptions. But my argument is that when the first COVID cases came, they put the Black minority ethnic groups as frontliners. We were so much under pressure that our white counterparts or the Caucasians, they were really smart. They booked days off. They were shielding, they took time off to stay at home. But we, the Black people, we, the BME people, we had to work long hours to cover staff shortages in hospitals, in nursing homes, in name it. So at the end of the day, our immunity, was affected. And as a result, most of Black people or BME people died. So in this second phase, we have to learn lessons from the first one. Yes, I know that people from BME background will die. But what my little advice is, BME people, wake up. We don't want to be used as scapegoats anymore. If you are in the healthcare sector, or if you can't work from home and then you have to work putting yourself at risk, you have to take care of yourself. Get your work, sickness policy, read it, understand it, and challenge any form of racism at your workplace. Because the first pandemic that came, we put ourselves at risk. We work so hard that we want money, we want overtime, we want this, and at the end of the day, most of our people died. So this time around, take care of yourself. If your job place, they should by law offer you PPE. My people, wear the PPE. Protect yourself, because at the end of the day, if you die, they will buy you 99p card from Tesco and buy £5 card from Tesco or whatever. And then they will send it to your family, wishing them your condolences. Your life is worth more than £5 or £6. Don't work yourself too hard that your immunity will be affected, that you break down and die from COVID. If you need to take time off and rest and follow the government guidelines. Don't put yourself at risk. The first pandemic, we were stupid, we weren't wise, we sacrificed, we died. But this time, we have to take care of ourselves. The next thing that I will say is that let's support each other, as church, as cultural communities or whatever. Let's take care of each other, look after ourselves. And I know it's a season, it will come to pass. God says that whenever we go through fire, we go through water, we go through whatever, he's there with us. That's Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2. So my piece of advice for us, all BME people or people from the BME background, is that let's take good care of ourselves in this second phase. Your family needs you alive. If you die today, NHS will replace you. If you die today, your care home or whatever sector you are in, they will replace you. But your